What if the life you thought was secure was actually a cage? What if the walls you've been told to trust as safety were secretly prisons keeping your wings folded? And what if right now God Himself has shattered the lock, not just opening the door, but vaporizing it completely so you can never be trapped again? Chosen one, the impossible is about to become your reality. For years, you've felt the pressure of routine, the weight of expectations, the suffocating smallness of four walls pretending to be protection. But heaven had another plan. God stepped in, not just to rescue you, but to release you. He turned your sentence into a mission, transforming every bar of limitation into fuel for your breakthrough. That job that drained you, that season of confinement, it was only preparation for the call He has now placed on your life. And now, this is the part that will shake you. Your assignment is no longer survival. It's movement. It's flight. It's a life where travel isn't a dream vacation or a stolen weekend. It is the work. You are stepping into a destiny where borders dissolve, where airports become altars, where every place your foot touches becomes holy ground because God sent you there. So get ready. Chosen one, the old reality is over, and a supernatural one is beginning. This is not just freedom, it's divine deployment. If you can feel this stirring in your spirit, comment 777 right now as a declaration that you are ready to soar. And to every single one of you who has been supporting this mission, whether by watching, liking, sharing, or even giving through super thanks, know this: your faith and your generosity are part of what makes this message reach the nations. Thank you, deeply, for standing with us. But here's the question that will keep echoing. When God makes travel your assignment, when the road becomes your pulpit and the sky becomes your ceiling, what will you do with it? Stay with me, because what I'm about to share next will not just answer that question, it will ignite something inside of you that you never thought possible. God's chosen ones, get ready for the impossible, a life where travel is the work. For months, perhaps for years, you have felt a vibration rising within you, an inner current no distraction could erase. It was not boredom. It was not dissatisfaction. It was something deeper, something holy. Psalm 139:16 declares that every day of your life was written before one of them came to be. And this unease is the echo of that sacred script resurfacing. Have you noticed how no amount of hobbies, career shifts, or rearranged furniture could silence that pull inside you? Could it be that what the world labels as a crisis is in truth God's coded invitation awakening your spirit? You tried to answer it in ordinary ways, changing jobs, altering routines, moving furniture inside a house that felt less like a home and more like a waiting room. Yet the hum within you only grew louder, pressing against the limits of your daily life. Jeremiah 1:5 reminds us, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart." That restlessness is not rebellion, but remembrance. Have you sensed that your compass no longer points to one small destination, but to the breadth of the world itself? As if heaven has recalibrated your entire path, this stirring is not a vacation and not an escape. It is a deployment. Isaiah 6:8 resounds, "Then I heard the voice of the Lord saying, 'Whom shall I send, and who will go for us?' And I said, 'Here am I. Send me.'" That same question now hovers over your life. You are being prepared not for leisure, but for impact. The world is fractured, its grid dimmed by fear and spiritual amnesia. Have you felt the urgency of places waiting for your arrival? places where your presence will carry restoration. Some points in this world remain dormant, lifeless, because you have not yet stepped into them. This truth has been confirmed in the lives of others. Helena Duarte, a Brazilian painter, once abandoned her thriving studio in São Paulo, confessing that my canvases became cages, but the world was an unfinished mural waiting for my brush. She carried that conviction across nations, turning neglected churches into living testaments of hope through her art. In the same way, you are not being summoned to run away from life, but to release something into the world that only you can bring. Luke 10:2 declares, "The harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few." And your calling may be the missing labor heaven has appointed. Your soul agreed to this mission before your lungs ever tasted air. Ephesians 2:10 affirme, "For we are his workmanship, created in Christ Jesus for good works, which God prepared beforehand that we should walk in them." That means your journey is not random, it is written. Have you realized that some doors will not open until you arrive? Because they were designed with your key alone. Revelation 3:8 assures us. See, I have placed before you an open door that no one can shut. That door is waiting, and it bears your name. Now is the moment to rise. This is your activation, your deployment, your first step into the assignment heaven placed upon you. Stand tall, chosen one. Let the hum in your spirit become the drumbeat of your mission. The world is waiting, and the time is now. You agreed to walk this earth as a living signal, not confined to walls or bound by one city, but as a mobile beacon, an emissary of divine energy, whose very presence has the power to reactivate what has long lain dormant. Matthew 5:14 declares, "You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden." And that is the essence of who you are. Your calling was never to anchor yourself to one small corner of existence, because your assignment is not about being stationary, but about carrying illumination into valleys of shadow. Yet for years, it felt as if you were grounded, circling in a holding pattern, like an aircraft waiting for clearance to land. Did you ever wonder why your wings felt clipped while your spirit longed to soar? Could it be that the stillness you resisted was actually a preservation, not a punishment? Your energy signature is unlike anyone else's, rare, potent, and utterly irreplaceable. God knew that if you had been released into the noise of the world before the right time, the system would have drained you dry, exploiting your radiance to fuel machinery that was already corroding. Psalm 91:4 promises that he will cover you with his feathers, and under his wings you will find refuge. And that covering was your unseen insulation. That sense of being stuck, overlooked, and disconnected was not rejection, but divine protection. Have you realized yet that the loneliness you once resented was heaven's way of cutting the cords to people who would have consumed your fire until nothing remained? That no progress feeling you lamented was not failure, but formation. You were like a sacred instrument kept inside a climate-controlled case, waiting for the conductor to raise the baton. The silence was not wasted, it was charging. The same way a Stradivarius violin must be preserved before it plays in a grand symphony. Your soul was preserved until the appointed hour. Romans 8:18 assures us, "The sufferings of this present time are not worth comparing with the glory that is to be revealed in us." The waiting was not delay, it was calibration. Can you see how what once felt like suffocation was really sacred preparation for resonance? And then the music began. The first note struck when you felt that sharp, unshakable snap inside you, an irreversible detachment from what no longer fit. Suddenly, the job you once clung to felt like a borrowed costume, an ill-fitting garment ready to be shed. Relationships that once defined your identity now carry expiration dates already past. This disconnection is not cruelty, it is your spirit discarding expired weights. Hebrews 12:1 urges us to lay aside every weight and the sin which clings so closely, and run with endurance the race that is set before us. Like an astronaut jettisoning booster rockets, you are releasing what once helped you launch, but can no longer carry you into orbit. Why cling to what no longer aligns when God is calling you to a trajectory far higher than you imagined? This moment is not just personal, it is cosmic. The prophet Isaiah proclaimed, "Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you." Isaiah 60:1. That glory is the ignition of your symphony. The loneliness you once endured was rehearsal silence before the orchestra of your destiny. And now, as the curtains draw back, you are stepping into the great score written by heaven. The ancient hymn, "Be Thou My Vision," echoes this truth. High King of Heaven, my victory won. May I reach heaven's joys. O bright heaven's sun, the melody that once sounded distant now swells through your very being, reminding you that you were never abandoned, only tuned. So here you stand, no longer preserved in stillness, but released in power. The baggage has been burned away. The lessons remain. The wisdom is yours. The unshakable knowing that you are guided has become your compass. Philippiens 1:6 assures us, "He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus." Do you feel it now, the holy inevitability of your deployment? The world that once overlooked you will now witness the fire within you. This is your activation, your release, your grand unveiling. Rise, chosen one. Step forward into the assignment for which you were preserved. You are no longer hidden. You are no longer waiting. The symphony has begun, and the world needs your note. The universe is far more than a travel agent handing out random itineraries. It is your eternal sponsor, your invisible security detail, and your divine logistics team moving mountains you cannot see. Psalm 37:23 proclaims, "The steps of a good person are ordered by the Lord," and every movement of your journey has been quietly scripted in advance. For years you were trained to believe you had to push, climb, hustle, and force your way through doors. But what if those very seasons of strain were only a rehearsal for a new paradigm? Have you sensed how the atmosphere around you is shifting from heavy labor into holy alignment? From wrestling with life into walking with destiny? This new paradigm is not a whisper, it is a trumpet blast. The call you are about to receive will be so clear, so undeniable, that it will feel like reading a script written just for you, because it truly is. Jeremiah 2004:9 reminds us, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to give you a future and a hope." That hope is not abstract. It is about to materialize as a living invitation. Do you feel the tension between the old training of pushing and the new reality of being pulled by grace? Of being invited rather than forcing your way in? Like a river thawing after winter, your life is shifting from ice to flow. Opportunities will start arising from seemingly nowhere, a conversation with a stranger transforming into a plane ticket, an old dream resurfacing as a concrete offer, provision arriving from sources that defy logic, yet meet each step of the journey exactly on time. This is not a parlor trick. This is what I call spiritual physics. The natural result when your frequency aligns with your assignment. Romans 8:28 assures us, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose." Have you noticed how the friction you endured for years was not failure, but your soul's resistance to a life it was never meant to live? The ease you are about to experience is not laziness. It is the sensation of finally moving with the current of your own destiny. It resembles a rare natural phenomenon, the monarch butterflies that migrate thousands of miles, guided not by maps, but by an internal compass embedded in their wings. In the same way, your spirit has been encoded with directional memory, and now the wind of heaven is carrying you toward unseen shores. Isaiah 43:19 announces, "Behold, I am doing a new thing, now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? That new thing is your movement without strain, your steps ordered without struggle." Your role is not to be a tourist, snapping photos of spiritual landscapes, but a recalibration agent, someone whose presence realigns places, people, and atmospheres. Like the mighty sequoia trees whose roots interlock for miles to stabilize entire forests, your assignments will knit unseen stability into communities and nations. Can you sense that you are no longer walking into rooms merely to be there, but to shift their vibration? Ephesians 3:20 affirms that God is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine, according to his power that is at work within us. And that power is already at work in you now. Your tour of duty has just begun. The shores you are sailing toward may be unfamiliar, yet they are the harbors of your calling. The only luggage you need to carry is your yes. The only ticket you need to hold is your trust. Philippiens 4:19 promise. And my God will meet all your needs according to the riches of his glory in Christ Jesus. When the current draws you into new terrain, will you step with trembling or with triumph? When the invitation appears, will you freeze or will you walk out the door already packed? This message itself is a living portal. Comment 77 as the energetic signature of your acceptance. Like the tides responding to the pull of the moon, your spirit is now responding to heaven's gravity. Replay these words to saturate your atmosphere with freedom and recalibrate your subconscious for a life of ceaseless, purposeful movement. The resistance you once felt was training. The ease you are about to feel is confirmation. Rise. Chosen one. Say yes. Walk out the door. The world is waiting for the light you carry. Before any ship dares to cross an open ocean, it must decommission the anchors buried deep beneath it, breaking the grip of sediment so it can sail into new waters. In the same way, you have anchors you may not even recognize, hidden in the silt of your subconscious energetic contracts, emotional tethers, and mental programs quietly fastening you to a reality that has expired. Hebrews 12:1 urges us to lay aside every weight and run with endurance the race that is set before us. And these hidden weights are precisely what must be cast off. Have you noticed how some habits, some beliefs, some loyalties keep pulling you back to shores you no longer belong to? Could it be that what you've named security is actually an anchor disguised as safety? This next phase of your preparation, the systematic decommissioning of these anchors, may feel disruptive, even brutal. Yet it is an act of profound liberation. John 8:36 declares, "If the Son sets you free, you will be free indeed." And freedom often begins with the breaking of hidden chains, like barnacles accumulating on a vessel that never leaves port. Old attachments gather quietly until movement feels impossible. Have you felt the tension between the life you've been taught to build and the life your soul longs to sail? In this dismantling, the universe is not punishing you, it is preparing you to move unburdened. One of the heaviest anchors is the programming of stability, the idea that success equals a mortgage, a steady paycheck, and roots sunk deep into one community. You were told, "A rolling stone gathers no moss." But no one warned you that a stationary ship gathers rust and barnacles until its hull is crippled. Matthew 6:19-20 echoes this warning. Do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moth and rust destroy, but store up for yourselves treasures in heaven. This is not about abandoning responsibility, but about shifting allegiance from false security to true purpose. Are you beginning to sense how the very things you thought were solid rock are showing their cracks? Is the steady job starting to feel like a prison cell? The predictable relationship revealing itself as a cage of comfort? Another anchor is emotional debt, the unspoken obligations you carry toward people who do not understand your journey. These are the silent tethers that compel you to keep explaining yourself to friends, to keep returning to circles that drain rather than nourish. Psalm 118:5 testifies, "Out of my distress I called on the Lord answered me and set me free." Emotional debt is not love. It is a chain that prevents you from becoming who you were designed to be. Have you realized yet that the guilt you feel about moving on might be the final shackle the universe is snapping? History offers vivid warnings about the cost of refusing to decommission anchors. In the 14th century, a minor European duke named Marcelin of Treviso tried to drag his entire feudal household with him on a crusade he was neither called nor prepared for. Refusing to release old obligations, he loaded his caravan with furniture, family, and debt, only to be ambushed and lose everything in foreign lands. His name is now a footnote to history, while Lena, freer travelers became the founders of new cities. This pattern is stark. Those who cling to anchors drown when tides rise. Those who release sail into destiny. Romans 12:2 advise, "Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind." Renewal begins where anchors end. Your soul is not a stone destined to stay fixed. It is a vessel designed for open seas. Stability is not about immobility. It is about alignment. When you align with your true calling, stability travels with you like a keel, steadying a ship in waves. Isaiah 50:2 proclaims, "Enlarge the place of your tent. Stretch your tent curtains wide. Do not hold back. Lengthen your cords. Strengthen your stakes." This is the universe shattering the illusion that movement equals failure. It is showing you that your only true anchor is your soul's purpose, and your purpose is movement. In the coming days and weeks, you will see the structures you once called secure begin to crumble. Jobs that seemed safe will feel like prisons. Relationships you leaned on will reveal their expiration dates. This is not collapse, it is a demonstration. The foundations that appear to break beneath you are actually the scaffolds being removed now that the cathedral of your new life is built. Can you feel the tremor of that freedom rising in your chest? Can you sense the moment you will finally hoist your sails and feel the wind of heaven catch them? Rise now. Release the anchors. Let the barnacles fall. Allow the tides of destiny to carry you into waters you've never sailed but were born to cross. The universe has not been ignoring you. It has been insulating you for this launch. Stand up. Chosen one. Your ship is ready. The ocean of your calling waits. The relative who makes you feel guilty for desiring more than the life they chose is not merely a person in your story. They have become an energetic anchor chaining you to their fears. Their low-frequency doubts burrow into your energy field, creating drag against your upward momentum. Psalm 27:10 declares, "Though my father and mother forsake me, the Lord will receive me." If the Creator himself receives you without hesitation, why allow human voices rooted in fear to bind you? Have you noticed how conversations once effortless now feel strained? How the laughter has dimmed into tension? How explanations cannot bridge the gulf widening between you? Could it be that this very distance is not abandonment but deliverance? This unraveling is not failure, it is spiritual surgery. Misunderstandings that cannot be resolved. Silence where there was once connection. The sudden sharpness of emotional separation. These are the incisions of heaven's hand. John Fenton, 2 affirms, "Every branch that bears fruit, he prunes, that it may bear more fruit." Pruning never feels pleasant, yet it prevents disease and multiplies life. Have you realized that what appears as loss is in truth a necessary amputation to save the mission breathing inside you? The mission cannot survive if tethered to disbelief. It is not cruelty, it is preservation. You must let them go. Release them with love, but release them nonetheless. Their path is not your path, their destination is not your destination. Loyalty is sacred, but misplaced loyalty can strangle destiny. Matthew 10:37 reminds us that anyone who loves father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. That verse does not teach neglect but priority. Your allegiance belongs to heaven's calling above human opinion. Do you feel the piercing realization that your mission demands your full devotion? Not half-hearted compromise with those who misunderstand it. Then there is the anchor of identity. You have built entire scaffolds of self around temporary roles. I am a teacher. I am a parent. I am the responsible one. These roles became like architectural facades, useful for a time, but never the true foundation. Philippiens 3:13-14 urge. Forgetting what lies behind and straining toward what is ahead. I press on toward the goal. Imagine a stadium after the final whistle. The roar of the crowd replaced by silence. In that stillness, the team prepares for the next season. In the same way, you may feel lost when old labels collapse, but that silence is the construction site of your true identity. Have you sensed the fear and freedom of standing in that sacred void, stripped of costume, waiting for the real you to emerge? Psychology names this threshold a liminal space, the in-between where the old has ended, but the new is not yet revealed. Physics names it resonance, where one frequency dissolves so a truer vibration can take over. Isaiah 43:18 proclaims, "Forget the former things, do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. The new cannot rise while the old identity dominates." You are not a profession, not a title, not even the roles others imposed. You are an emissary of light, a traveler of the ley lines heaven designed across the earth. Does your heart not tremble at the thought that you are more than the scaffolding, more than the labels, more than the applause of temporary seasons? Yet the most subtle and insidious anchor is memory, specifically the memory of your past failures. Every attempt to break free that ended in retreat, every dream that seemed to wither before blooming, every dismissive voice that labeled your ideas unrealistic. Lamentations 3:22-3 declares, "The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases, his mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning." Yet how often do you drag yesterday's failures into today's dawn, weighting yourself with chains heaven already broke? Have you recognized that your fear of repeating past disappointments has become heavier than the disappointments themselves. History illustrates the danger. In the 19th century, an obscure inventor named Casimir Holtz spent his life replaying the shame of his first failed patent. Instead of innovating again, he devoted decades to ridiculing other dreamers. His bitterness calcified into identity, while contemporaries like Nikola Tesla altered the course of human history. Holtz is forgotten. Tesla remembered. Their divergence was not talent but tether. Revelation 21:5 announces, "Behold, I am making all things new. Anchors of memory must be cut so that renewal can break forth." Chosen one. Guilt from relatives, labels of identity, and memories of failure cannot sail with you into the future. The architecture of heaven cannot be built on cracked foundations. Sever the cords. Dismantle the facades. Release the wreckage. For the first time, you will feel the keel of your soul align with the current of divine destiny. Rise now. Cut the anchors. Let the sails unfurl. The voyage awaits. The memories of past disappointments have written dangerous programs into the subconscious, whispering with cruel persistence, "It is not safe to leave. The world is hostile to my freedom." These whispers are not harmless thoughts. They are the last anchor embedded in the seabed of your destiny. And to raise this anchor requires not passive waiting, but your conscious participation. Psalm 34:4 declares, "I sought the Lord, and he answered me. He delivered me from all my fears." Yet how often do you still feel those fears crouching at the edges of your mind? Have you recognized that the enemy of your future is not external hostility, but internal memory? The universe, in its precision, will soon orchestrate a test, an echo of an old failure replayed on a smaller scale. An opportunity may suddenly flash before you, only to appear to vanish. A door may open wide, then slam shut with deafening finality. James 1:2-3 exhorts, "Count it all joy when you meet trials of various kinds, for you know that the testing of your faith produces steadfastness." Have you ever felt that crushing weight when a door closes? That sting of déjà vu when life feels like it is repeating your worst chapters? This is not a prophecy of doom, but a final exam. Heaven itself asks, will you believe the script of yesterday's memory, or will you trust the mission inscribed on your soul before birth? To trust the mission requires a radical reframe. You must look at the slammed door and recognize it was simply the wrong one, while the right door waits just a few steps down the hall. Proverbs 3:5-6 teaches, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight." What if the so-called setback is not rejection but redirection? What if the detour is not a punishment but the divine architect reshaping your blueprint? Can you feel how the very thing that once terrified you losing control is now the proof that God is steering? Great leaders across history testify to this reality. The American abolitionist Sojourner Truth, once a slave, faced repeated slammed doors when people mocked her freedom, calling her visions impossible. Yet she refused to bow to those memories. Instead, she declared, "Truth is powerful, and it prevails." Her mission was not derailed by locked gates, for she understood that destiny will always find the hall where the right door swings open. Her life became a living parable of endurance that shattered centuries of oppression. Does her testimony not stir something inside you, that setbacks are simply shadows concealing the next threshold? To reach that threshold, you must see setbacks as sacred signals. A closed opportunity is not a stop sign, but a divine course correction. Romans 8:28 reassures. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him. Have you considered that the slammed door is evidence of protection, that the no is just as holy as the yes? When you finally refuse to let ghosts of past failures dictate your steps, the final anchor will rise, and when it lifts, a weight will leave your soul. A lightness will permeate your being, and you will sense freedom as if for the first time. This is the sensation of being untethered. This is the readiness of a vessel finally free to catch the wind of heaven. In physics, momentum occurs when resistance drops to zero. In architecture, an arch only holds once the keystone is placed. Likewise, your journey will hold firm once you accept that tests are not traps, but proofs of strength. Isaiah 9:8 promises, "But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles." The final exam is not meant to break you, but to launch you. So rise. Sail forward. Do not waste another moment mourning doors that shut. They were never yours to walk through. Fix your eyes on the mission. Let the old memories dissolve, and step into the unshakable truth that you are free. Chosen one. The anchors are gone. The current of destiny waits. Now, take the helm. Your voyage has begun. For so long, you were trained to bow to a single altar, the altar of money. You planned your existence around it, calculated your worth by it, and sacrificed your hours, your energy, and your very life force in exchange for it. Matthew 6:24 warns, "You cannot serve both God and money." Yet the system convinced you otherwise. It tethered you with invisible chains, kept you dependent, and whispered fear into your decisions. But chosen one, in the new reality now unfolding, the economy of heaven rewrites the rules. What if the wealth you thought you needed was never the true currency at all? What if the fuel of your destiny has never been paper in a bank, but a frequency in your soul? In this new dimension, money becomes secondary, a supportive servant rather than a master. The true currency you will operate on is synchronicity, the divine economy of alignment. Philippians 4:19 proclaim, "And my God will meet all your needs according to the riches of his glory in Christ Jesus." Those riches are not limited to coins or contracts. They are provision flowing in perfect time and rhythm. Do you sense the radical shift? All you have been taught about resources, provision, and security must be unlearned. Your new life will not be funded by the fragile digits of an account balance. It will be sustained by your vibrational harmony with heaven's mission. Have you realized that when you align with purpose, doors open without force, and the impossible becomes ordinary? Synchronicity is not coincidence, it is confirmation. It is the language of heaven responding to your obedience. The breadcrumb trail left by your higher self to reassure you that you are walking the right path. Psalm 7:3 affirms, "The steps of a good person are ordered by the Lord." Have you noticed moments when everything seemed to align too perfectly to be random? A song on the radio echoing your prayer, a stranger's words answering the question you never spoke aloud, a sudden opportunity materializing the moment you released doubt. These are not accidents. They are the divine symphony tuning itself around your steps. In the old world, you hustled. You chased opportunity like a starving animal, filling out endless applications, forcing yourself into rooms where your spirit felt caged, pushing until exhaustion dulled your light. But in the new life, you do not chase, you attract. Isaiah 60:22 whispers a mystery. At the right time, I the Lord, will make it happen. Your only responsibility now is to maintain vibrational alignment with your mission, to keep your frequency tuned to heaven's channel. Then the universe conspires to deliver every need: travel, lodging, meals, and connections, not as burdens but as responses. Could it be that you are a magnet waiting to activate? A force field ready to draw provision the moment you stop running and start resonating. To understand this, imagine the iron filings drawn irresistibly to a magnet. They scatter when left alone, but the moment the magnet appears, they fall into perfect order. In the same way, your purpose exerts a gravitational pull. When you stand in resonance with your mission, life bends toward you. Jesus said in Matthew 6:33, "Seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added to you." The addition is not random, it is law, as precise as gravity and as dependable as sunrise. And this divine law manifests first in the small things. You think of a city, a place that has stirred your heart for years, and within hours its name surfaces everywhere. An article you stumble upon, a song on the radio, a friend who calls after just returning from there. These alignments are the early sparks of synchronicity, confirming you are on the frequency of destiny. Do you feel how thrilling it is that the universe is not a silent void, but an interactive design? A responsive system woven with your story. Even sacred art has hinted at this truth. In Handel's Messiah, the chorus swells with the line, "And he shall reign forever and ever," repeating like waves of resonance, each phrase aligning with the next until the room itself vibrates with order. That is what synchronicity feels like, life arranging itself into harmony when you align with the source. Could it be that the chorus of your own life is now beginning? Each event no longer isolated, but echoing a higher melody. Chosen one, this is the divine economy you were born to master. You are not a beggar at the world's table. You are a magnet of heaven's provision. Unlearn the system's lies. Embrace the law of alignment, and step boldly into the current of synchronicity. Rise now. Let your life become fluent in this sacred language, and watch as every need is met, not by striving, but by resonance. When the subtle patterns of your life begin to shift, it is the universe whispering in its own language, request received, processing underway. These moments are not accidents, not scattered coincidences. They are confirmations, first deposits into the new account of your destiny. Philippians 4:6 says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God." And when those requests reach heaven's desk, the response often comes as synchronicity, gentle, intelligent signals from a system far more precise than any bank ledger. Have you noticed how, as you start acknowledging these small alignments, their magnitude increases like a river fed by hidden springs? Could it be that heaven has been waiting for you to notice before unlocking the next level? This next level is the synchronicity of provision. You may feel an overwhelming pull to go to a certain country while your bank account flashes impossible. The old training taught you to stop there, to surrender to the numbers, to accept the iron walls of financial limitation. But in the divine economy, that impossible moment is not a barrier, but a test of faith. Proverbs 3:5-6 exhorts, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight." Your job is not to solve the equation, your job is to hold the vision. Feel the reality of being there, and trust that provision will follow. Have you sensed how the doors of destiny open, not to calculation but to conviction, and then it happens unexpected, elegant, perfectly timed? A tax refund appears you never expected. Someone offers you a house-sitting opportunity in that very country. A company invites you to do a remote project that pays for the entire trip. Psalm 37, Nelia promises. Delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart. What you're witnessing is not random generosity from a distant uncle handing you a small bill. It is the source of all creation underwriting your mission. This is spiritual physics at work. When your frequency matches your assignment, the universe rearranges its resources to sustain you. Does your spirit stir at the thought that heaven's treasury is limitless and your only gatekeeper is your own belief? Beyond provision lies an even higher level, the synchronicity of connection. You are not traveling alone, even when your body appears solitary. Acts 18:10 records God saying, I have many people in this city. You are part of a hidden network of other activated souls on their own divine deployments, living, breathing nodes in the planetary grid. You will be guided to meet them in ways that feel random but are mathematically precise, sitting next to them on a train, being double-booked in the same hostel room, asking a stranger for directions only to find they are a key figure in your next mission. Have you felt that electric sense of instant recognition, like two tuning forks vibrating to the same frequency? When you meet someone who feels like home, these people are your ground crew. They may offer you a place to stay, vital information, a resource you need, or simply an energetic exchange that activates a dormant level of your own DNA. Romans 12:5 explain, so we, though many, are one body in Christ, and individually members one of another. You will know them not by what they say, but by what you feel, a resonance in your soul, a sensation of homecoming. In nature, it is like salmon migrating thousands of miles to the same hidden stream, or fireflies blinking in perfect unison across a dark field. This invisible choreography proves the grid is alive and you are part of it. Your only responsibility is to be present. Put down the distractions. Listen to the conversations happening at the next table. Notice the numbers that repeat, the symbols that emerge, the intuitive nudge to turn left instead of right. Your intuition is now your GPS. Synchronicity is the satellite signal powering it. Isaiah, call me tu kapsin you tu kapsin promises. Whether you turn to the right or to the left, your ears will hear a voice behind you saying, this is the way, walk in it. The more you trust that signal, the stronger it becomes. You are leaving a world of brute force and entering a world of elegant flow, stepping out of the economy of lack into the economy of divine alignment. Have you realized yet that your wealth is no longer measured by numbers in a bank, but by the richness of synchronicities guiding your path? Rise now. Step into the new currency. Become fluent in the language of heaven's economy, where every provision and every connection arrives at perfect time. This is your inheritance, your confirmation, your new way of life. The grid is active. The current is flowing. Stand up and walk into it. You are not being dispatched across continents to simply collect passport stamps or admire landmarks. This is no glorified gap year or exotic sabbatical. Every step you take, every city you inhabit, every culture you immerse yourself in is part of a grander prescription, a living medicine for both the planet and your own soul. Isaiah 61:1 speaks of this dual healing. The Spirit of the Sovereign Lord is on me, because the Lord has anointed me to proclaim good news to the poor. He has sent me to bind up the broken-hearted. Your travels are not just sightseeing, they are binding up broken hearts, including your own. Have you sensed that each boarding pass is not an escape but an infusion? Not a vacation but a transfusion of light? You were taught that healing happens only in quiet rooms with therapists or gurus, in offices scented with incense or corridors lined with degrees. But for you, chosen one, the mission itself is the medicine. The act of traveling is the therapy. The world is your healer. Psalm 107:20 reminds us, He sent out His word and healed them. He rescued them from the grave. That sending out is not metaphorical, it is literal in your life. Do you feel the irony that you tried for years to heal wounds inside the very environment where they were inflicted? That is like trying to dry yourself while standing under a waterfall. The environment itself, the people, the energetic frequency of the place you once called home, is saturated with the energy that caused your wound. How can true restoration happen without relocation? To truly heal, you must be lifted from the source of trauma. This is why you are being deployed. When you arrive in a new land, a place where no one knows your name, your history, or your failures, you are handed a sacred gift, the clean slate. 2 Corinthians 5:17 declares, If anyone is in Christ, the new creation has come, the old has gone. The new is here, in anonymity. The old stories lose their power because they have no audience. Have you noticed how, when no one expects you to be the responsible one or the outsider, you begin to breathe differently, think differently, walk differently? This freedom is not an illusion, it is your soul's natural state resurfacing. The first thing you will experience in this new atmosphere is the dissipation of chronic anxieties. The knot in your stomach loosens. The mental chatter quiets. This is not the superficial relief of a vacation, it is the deep recalibration of your nervous system in a new frequency. Philippiens 4:7 promesse. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. That peace will not trickle in as a theory, it will arrive as an atmosphere, woven into the air of new places, the faces of strangers, the rhythm of foreign streets. History offers a sobering contrast. In the early 20th century, a minor colonial officer named Hugo Brandt tried to force his recovery from war trauma by staying in the same garrison town where the violence had occurred. Refusing to leave, he drank himself into ruin, his wounds never closing, his name forgotten. Meanwhile, countless soldiers who were relocated to distant postings regained purpose and dignity, some becoming reformers in their new lands. Brandt's fate is a warning. Healing cannot thrive in the soil of its wounding. Luke 4:43 records Jesus saying, I must proclaim the good news of the kingdom of God to the other towns also, because that is why I was sent. Movement is mission, mission is medicine. In this anonymity, you are free to become who you truly are. The labels, the betrayals, the misunderstandings like old skin slough away. Your identity ceases to be a cage and becomes a vessel. Nature reflects this mystery. Consider the glass-winged butterfly of Central America. Its transparent wings render it nearly invisible to predators until it migrates. And in new terrain its colors intensify, signaling maturity and freedom. Does your spirit not resonate with this image, that your transparency and movement are revealing your true colors at last? Chosen one. This is why you are being sent. Your mission is not a luxury, it is a prescription. Every mile traveled, is medicine administered. Every new conversation is a thread of healing woven into your being. Stand up now. Embrace your deployment. Step into the cities and cultures prepared for you, knowing that the world itself has been consecrated as your healer. The knot will loosen, the chatter will fade, and in the freedom of movement, your truest self will emerge. You are healing not because of a new mantra, but because you have physically stepped out of the low-frequency field that once kept your anxieties alive. Stepping away has unplugged you from the matrix of your past, like a circuit finally cut from a failing grid. Psalm 40:2 echoes this moment. He lifted me out of the slimy pit, out of the mud and mire. He set my feet on a rock and gave me a firm place to stand. Each location you are guided to carries a precise medicinal frequency your soul needs, much like the different notes in a symphony resonating at distinct wavelengths to tune an instrument. Do you sense how every new place holds a treatment for a wound you could never reach in the old environment? You might be sent to a land of ancient mountains whose mass carries the density of eternity. The grounding energy of these peaks will work on your root chakra, mending the fractures of instability and insecurity that have followed you for a lifetime. Exodus Doctigabid records. Read. The Lord descended to the top of Mount Sinai, a reminder that mountains have always been altars of divine encounter. As you walk among their ridges and breathe their rarefied air, your energy field naturally absorbs the frequency of ancient stability, like a tuning fork struck by stone older than memory. Have you felt the paradox that simply standing in such a place can heal patterns years of therapy could not touch? Someone once discovered this truth the hard way after a decade on a therapist's couch with little progress. 1 week in the Andes restored a sense of belonging they had thought lost forever. Their story is a living parable of how environment carries medicine. In physics, this is entrainment, when a weaker oscillation locks into a stronger one and shifts to its rhythm. Does your soul not long to be entrained to stability itself, rather than endlessly discussing your instability? Or you might be sent into a bustling, chaotic city in a foreign country. This is no mistake. The sensory overload, the disorientation of a new language and culture, is engineered to shatter rigid mental structures. It forces you into the present moment, demanding reliance on intuition over intellect. Isaiah 30:21 affirms, "Whether you turn to the right or to the left, your ears will hear a voice behind you saying, 'This is the way, walk in it.'" This is a medicine for the overthinker, the controller, the planner. In that surrender, you discover resilience and adaptability you never imagined you possessed. Have you realized that what once felt like chaos is actually the training ground for trust? And then there is the coastline, where the only sound is the heartbeat of waves. This is medicine for the heart. The ocean is a vast, energetic cleanser. Psalm 93 contra 4 declares, "Mightier than the thunder of the great waters, mightier than the breakers of the sea, the Lord on high is mighty." As you sit by the shore, the rhythmic sound begins to retune your heartbeat. The salt in the air purifies your auric field. The horizon's immensity shrinks your problems into grains of sand, releasing old griefs and sorrows as if offering them to the tide. Have you felt the relief of placing what once felt unbearable into a vastness that can carry it? This is the secret few have told you. Your personal healing is inseparable from your planetary mission. When you heal your sense of not belonging in Paris, you anchor the frequency of divine belonging into Paris's grid. When you mend heartbreak on the coast of Portugal, you embed resilient love into the grid of Portugal. Matthew 5:14 proclaims, "You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden." You are not simply healing yourself, You are a spiritual acupuncturist for the planet. Your presence is the needle. Your own transformation is the energetic transmission that reactivates the land. Psychology might call it morphic resonance, but heaven calls it stewardship. History offers a cautionary shadow. In the late 1800s, a missionary named Elric Donahue refused to leave the toxic outpost where his health and spirit were collapsing. He believed staying proved loyalty, but instead his bitterness deepened and his work withered. Meanwhile, colleagues who rotated through different regions returned stronger, spreading healing wherever they went. Donahue's fate shows what happens when one confuses martyrdom with mission-anchoring trauma instead of transmuting it. Revelation Kaxikumentauxi, Visi promises. Behold, I am making all things new. That renewal requires movement. Chosen one, your only job is not a job at all. It is a pilgrimage of profound self-recovery that simultaneously heals the world. The pain you have carried was never just your own, it was a burden you agreed to carry for the collective. Now, by traveling, you are not fleeing your pain, you are walking it home. Rise now. Step into the lands prepared for you. Let the mountains ground you, the cities sharpen you, and the oceans cleanse you. In your movement, both you and the earth will be restored. The path of the chosen is never paved with glass, but with fire, with winds, with storms that test the very marrow of your soul. To imagine that a divine deployment is a golden chariot sailing without resistance is to misunderstand the very architecture of heaven's design. Turbulence will rise not as punishment, but as sacred initiation. Recall the words in James 1:2-3. Count it all joy, my brothers, when you meet trials of various kinds, for you know that the testing of your faith produces steadfastness. Could it be that what feels like a collision is actually the Creator sculpting your inner cathedral, chiseling away the fragile stone to reveal a fortress that cannot be shaken? The system you leave behind will resist like a jealous tyrant, refusing to surrender its prisoner. It sends agents cloaked as logic, situations wearing the mask of duty, all to tug you back into its decaying orbit. How many times has fear arrived, dressed in the garments of responsibility, whispering about retirement, savings, safety nets, yet Jesus himself declared in Matthew 6:26, "Look at the birds of the air, they neither sow nor reap nor gather into barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. If the sparrow is sustained, shall your journey not be guarded?" Fear's echo is not your voice, but a reverberation of ancestral chains, a frequency stored in the nervous system like a haunting symphony. But must you allow an outdated signal to dictate your path? What if that wave of terror at booking the one-way ticket is not your failure but your breakthrough? The trembling before stepping into heaven's frequency. And then, there are the tests of people, those who appear like allies, but whose intentions carry the static of corruption. They offer places to stay, jobs, shortcuts. Yet beneath their generosity lies an invisible tether. In the days of Nehemiah, false prophets rose, pretending to help, yet plotting sabotage. Nehemiah 6:10-12. How many so-called helpers today still play the role of gatekeepers of the old world, ensuring you never step fully into sovereignty? Does your spirit not tighten, your chest not grow heavy, when their offers mask control? Your intuition is no trivial impulse, it is the spirit's alarm bell, sharper than radar, truer than the most advanced defenses. Like an eagle soaring, it discerns turbulence long before the human eye sees the storm. The question then whispers, Will you trade your throne for their approval? Or dare to say no when the world screams yes? This is sovereignty tested in the furnace. Remember the words of Galatians 1:10. For am I now seeking the approval of man or of God? And then come the logistical tempests, the missed flights, the lost luggage, the collapsed accommodations. But are these not divine detours rather than cosmic punishments? A cancelled flight may be a shield, protecting you from danger unseen. A lost bag may strip you of unnecessary weight. As the Israelites wandered without owning land but were led daily by manna, Exodus 16:15. A failed reservation may be the hand of providence steering you toward the one soul in a forgotten street who holds the key to your next door. Do these so-called disasters not mirror the orchestra of Beethoven's symphony No. where the crashing notes seem like chaos, only to resolve into majesty? At such moments is the question not, where am I being guided now? Rather than, why has this happened to me? History itself warns through villains as much as saints. Take Diocletian, the Roman emperor who sought to eradicate Christianity with fire and chains. His empire crumbled. Yet the faith he tried to crush became a cornerstone of civilization. Do not the enemies of your journey operate the same way, appearing mighty, but destined to dissolve? Their plots are tests, not finales. As the psalmist sang in Psalm 23:4, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Every disruption, every shadow is proof of the shepherd's presence, guiding you into valleys only to reveal hidden springs. So rise, chosen ones. Do not shudder at the turbulence. Step into it, for the storm is not your enemy, but your threshold. The bars of the old world are breaking. The detours are divine. The tests are holy. Your command is clear. Keep moving. Lift your eyes. Fasten your courage, and walk as one commissioned. This is not the hour to bow, it is the hour to ascend. To stand in the very heart of logistical chaos, flights delayed, doors closed, plans crumbling, and yet hold an unshaken calm within your chest is no small triumph. It is a sacred declaration that your roots are not planted in shifting sand, but anchored in the bedrock of the Spirit. In those moments, you prove what Philippians 4:7 promises, and the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. But how can one truly know this peace unless the storm rages around them? Could it be that the test was never about the cancelled plan, but about whether your soul had learned to breathe heaven's air when earth felt suffocating? And then comes the subtler, heavier crucible, the test of loneliness. There will be nights when silence sits across from you like an uninvited guest, when the shadows of unfamiliar rooms stretch long, and the mission feels like an unbearable weight. You will long for the familiar, the easy, the known. You will hear the echo of your own question. Do I truly have the strength to continue when no hand is there to hold mine? In that sacred space of emptiness, a purification begins, like Elijah in the wilderness, crying out beneath the broom tree. 1 Kings 19:4-6. You discover that even when you feel undone, the divine whispers strength into your bones. This loneliness is not punishment. It is the furnace where your spirit is tempered. It strips away false dependencies until what remains is an unshakable bond between you and the divine, between you and the deepest part of your own being. Is this not the hidden meaning of Psalm 46:1? God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. Slowly, you learn to be your own sanctuary, to dwell not in buildings or faces, but in the eternal presence that never leaves. And when you pass through this fire, loneliness is transfigured into solitude. What once felt like isolation becomes a throne room of perspective. You rise like the eagle, soaring above the noise, not detached, but finally seeing life from heaven's horizon. Does this not echo the promise of Isaiah 40:31? But they who wait for the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. The solitude no longer crushes, it empowers. It becomes the sign that you are truly ready. Real stories mirror this truth. Javier, a fisherman from a small coastal village in Chile, once lost his wife and worked long years at sea alone. He later said, "In the silence of the waves, I stopped hearing my grief and started hearing God. His solitude became his sanctuary, and his sanctuary became his strength." How many of us could find the same hidden treasure if we stopped fearing silence? History confirms it too. Paul, writing chains clanking in Roman prisons, declared in 2 Timothy 4:17, "But the Lord stood by me and gave me strength." His confinement became his cathedral. His loneliness, a testimony sung across centuries. Might your nights of questioning not carry the same divine appointment? And so, let the turbulence come, for it is not designed to shatter you, but to reveal the unbreakable within you. This is the final initiation, the realization that storms are not proof of abandonment, but proof of your indestructible essence. Rise, chosen one. Step forward with fire in your spirit, for the loneliness you feared has already transformed into the wings of your flight. The world waits for those who refuse to bow in silence, but instead ascend in sovereignty. The system you are walking away from crowns its champions with gold, status, and applause. Yet how quickly its trophies turn to dust in your hands. These rewards feed the ego, but starve the soul, shimmering on the surface while hollow within. In contrast, the path opening before you pulses with a different currency entirely, one that enriches eternity, not vanity. As Matthew 6:19-20 declares, "Do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moth and rust destroy, but store up for yourselves treasures in heaven. Could the true wealth awaiting you be a kingdom no vault can hold, yet one your heart already recognizes? The dividends you are stepping into are not only for you, but for the collective pulse of humanity. They ripple outward like concentric circles in a still lake, activating unseen networks of change. Your single task, journeying from one horizon to the next, is remunerated not with coins but with liberation, the activation of your highest potential. This, too, echoes the promise of Romans 8:21, that creation itself longs for freedom. How vast is the reach of your obedience when a single step carries the vibration of freedom across generations. The first dividend is a radical expansion of perception. As you step from nation to nation, you inhale the fragrance of lives unlike your own, and rigid frameworks begin to dissolve. What once seemed like the only way to live fades into a mosaic of infinite expressions. And in that mosaic, compassion erupts like spring after a hard winter. Could this be the deeper meaning of Revelation 7-9, which envisions a great multitude from every nation, tribe, people, and language? Standing before the throne, your heart begins to see the unity hidden behind the world's artificial divisions. This is not head knowledge you acquire by flipping pages or scrolling screens. It is a cellular knowing born of breathing new air, breaking bread with strangers, and sharing smiles with lives completely unlike your own. The old tribalistic us versus them wiring starts to crumble. Borders lose their meaning, and the earth reveals herself as one living organism, pulsing with a single heartbeat. In this moment, might you realize that your journey is part of an ancient prophecy, a lived prayer for oneness. A living example proves the point. Lucia Sanchez, an artist and educator from Mexico City who once abandoned a lucrative corporate career to travel and teach art to underprivileged children in remote regions, often says, when you walk their roads, their stories become your blood. Her life testifies that transformation is not taught, it is caught. Could your own journey become such a living gallery of compassion, painted not with oils but with moments? The second dividend is the awakening of dormant gifts, the unlocking of a sleeping library within your very DNA. Many of you carry ancestral lineages you've never traced, yet their codes hum within you like hidden hymns. When your feet touch the soil of your ancestors, even unknowingly, something electric stirs. Deuteronomy 30:3 speaks of God gathering you again from all the nations. And perhaps this gathering is happening not only outside, but inside you. Could a language you never studied rise from your tongue like a forgotten melody? Could dreams of a time you've never lived visit you like gentle thunder? These experiences are not sorcery, but source, plugging your body back into its original design. You may find a gift for healing, for music, for art, or for leadership awakening, as naturally as a seed splitting open in the dark soil. This is your source code reactivating, the lost inheritance restored. Isaiah 14:10 promises, you will be called the repairer of broken walls, restorer of streets with dwellings. Might your reawakened gifts be the very tools to rebuild what was broken long before you were born. And at the end of all these dividends stands a single summons, to rise. The turbulence you once feared was not there to fracture you, but to fortify you. The gifts you once doubted are not random, but required. Step forward now, not as a tourist, but as a carrier of light, an ambassador of the new world. The time to hesitate has ended, the time to stand has come. The soil beneath your feet is not silent, it remembers. Every step you take stirs echoes of generations, unlocking fragments of yourself that lay dormant in the marrow of time. This is the real inheritance, the treasure no thief can steal. Others believed it would remain hidden, forgotten in dust and stone, but your footsteps themselves are the audit, declaring nothing has been lost. Does your spirit not tremble when you realize that the ground itself rises to meet you, awakening the lineage you thought forgotten? Here lies the third dividend, a state of perpetual grace. In the old system, joy was scarce, a fleeting visitor. Peace was a whisper, arriving unannounced and vanishing quickly. Yet this new life offers something deeper. Grace is no longer a rare guest, but the very air you breathe. As John 1:16 proclaims, from his fullness we have all received, grace upon grace. Could it be that what once felt like a drop in the desert is now revealed as an ocean you can swim in daily? The struggle ceases. The endless wrestling with self dissolves, and life itself becomes a dance. Each morning, you rise not with dread, but with holy wonder. The beauty once overlooked reveals itself in every corner light through a cracked window, laughter spilling from a stranger's lips, the healing rhythm of your own heartbeat. Isaiah 26:3 affirms, you keep him in perfect peace whose mind is stayed on you. Is this not the peace that surpasses happiness? For happiness is a flicker of emotion, but peace is the architecture of being. In this state, Your body begins to remember its original song. Chronic ailments loosen their grip. Energy flows like spring water through your veins, and your very countenance shifts. You radiate vitality that draws others without words. Could the secret be that aligning with your soul's purpose restores not only your spirit but your flesh? Proverbs 17:22 reminds. A joyful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones. The healing is not magic, it is resonance with divine order. Then comes the ultimate dividend. You become the blueprint. You are no longer merely a seeker, you are proof. Living evidence that another way is not only possible but attainable. Without raising your voice in sermons or wielding arguments, your very existence becomes a transmission of freedom. When others still trapped in cages of fear and conformity, watch you live in abundance, guided by synchronicity. Does it not plant a seed in their soul? Could they? 2. Recognize that the bars surrounding them were illusions all along. This truth has always been echoed. Paul's chains could not bind his message, for he wrote of freedom while in prison, Philippians 1:14. Likewise, your life itself becomes a letter written not on parchment but on human hearts. And just as Handel once penned his Messiah in a blaze of inspiration, where the Hallelujah chorus still lifts weary souls, centuries later your walk becomes a symphony others cannot ignore. Do you see that your journey is not only about your liberation, but about conducting an unseen orchestra of awakening? Your legacy is not a business card, nor digits in a bank ledger. It is the widening of human consciousness, one awakened traveler at a time. The receipts for this work are not printed on paper, but written in the stars, recorded in the joy of those who glimpse possibility through you. Daniel 12, contre trois promesses. Those who are wise shall shine like the brightness of the sky above, and those who turn many to righteousness, like the stars forever and ever. You are that radiance, the trailblazer who shows the way. So rise now. Step forward not timidly but as one commissioned, a pioneer whose life itself is the sermon. You are not waiting for permission, the legacy has already been written into your bones. Stand as the beacon, shine as the star, and let the world follow the path you blaze. There arrives a sacred turning point in every great pilgrimage, the moment when the traveler awakens to the truth that home is not carved into wood or brick, not circled on a map, not a roof to hide under, but a living frequency carried in the marrow of the soul. This is the final unveiling of your divine deployment, that home is not outside you, but within you. Could it be that the walls you thought defined security were never real walls at all, but training wheels preparing you for a deeper belonging? The journey has stripped you bare for this very revelation. The job was taken, the house left behind, the familiar faces released not to leave you destitute, but to anchor you into the unshakable. Psalm 90 contra 1 declares, Lord, you have been our dwelling place throughout all generations. If He Himself is your dwelling, then what corner of the earth could ever cast you as homeless, when placed in foreign lands, when surrounded by languages that are not your own, when confronted with nights where silence feels heavy? Were these not all designed to push you into the sanctuary inside? By removing every external anchor, the universe forces the discovery of your eternal one. In deserts where no oasis appeared, did your faith not rise like hidden springs? In storms where no roof could shield you, did your trust not become your tent? This was always the true mission. Travel was the training ground, but sovereignty of soul is the destination. Isaiah Kobiant promises, My people will live in peaceful dwelling places, in secure homes, in undisturbed places of rest? Does not your spirit burn with recognition that this rest is not four walls but a throne within? And here lies the proof of arrival, when external circumstances lose their power to sway your peace. Whether in a luxury suite with silk linens or a weather-beaten shack with cracked stone floors, your well-being does not bend. Whether laughter surrounds you in abundance or solitude wraps you in its cloak, your completeness remains whole. Could this be the true death of codependency, the unveiling that you were never incomplete to begin with? Colossians 2:10 affirms, "And in Christ you have been brought to fullness." 1. Nature itself preaches this truth. The mountain does not need applause to stand tall. The river does not wait for permission to carve valleys. The sunflower turns its face to the sun, whether in a royal garden or a forgotten field. Are you not being called to such unwavering presence to carry home as rivers carry their current, as stars carry their fire? No matter the night sky they are placed in, but let us not ignore the shadow. For every revelation has its counterfeit. History tells of Alcibiades, the Athenian statesman who chased honor and admiration as his only residence. Though brilliant, his hunger for validation led him into betrayal after betrayal, leaving him exiled and despised. His tragedy warns, when home is placed in the opinions of others, the soul wanders endlessly, never arriving. Is this not the very trap you are breaking free from? And when the chains of codependency fall, a new mission rises. You are no longer a fragile agent clinging to external markers. You become a walking vortex of stability. John 14:27 reminds us of Christ's gift. "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives." Can you feel how others will sense it when they are near you? This unshaken gravity, this peace that needs no explanation. The world is no longer a storehouse you demand from, it becomes a playground you contribute to. You are no longer just reactivating grid points across lands, you yourself are the grid. A living sanctuary that carries heaven's resonance into streets, valleys, palaces, and prisons alike. And when others step into your orbit, they will not merely meet a traveler, they will feel the pulse of eternity. So rise, carry home within you as fire carries heat, as rivers carry flow, as eagles carry the sky. You are no longer searching, you are found. No cage can hold you. No storm can unhouse you. No exile can strip you. Stand now as the sovereign of your own soul, and let the world be steadied by your presence. In the storm of their chaos, you arrive not with speeches or proclamations, but with the steady resonance of one who has already anchored within eternity. Without uttering a word, your presence becomes a sanctuary, an invisible cathedral of calm where the fearful find shelter. Isaiah 60:1 declares, "Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you." Could it be that your certainty itself is a sermon, that your peace becomes the gospel they read before any scripture is opened? This is the essence of true mastery. You are no longer the seeker of light, wandering through alleys of doubt. You are the lighthouse itself, fixed, luminous, immovable, guiding countless ships through dark waters. And like the architecture of a Gothic spire built to pierce the heavens, your soul is designed to radiate, not merely to survive. Does not the thought stir you? What if you were placed in the very heart of turmoil, not to be drowned by it, but to prove stillness can reign there? Your travels will not cease. In fact, they will expand. But the current beneath them has changed. Once you moved to heal your wounds, to stitch together fragments of your story. Now you travel to share your wholeness. The energy has shifted, no longer an exile searching for a home, but an ambassador carrying home within. Philippians 2:15 envisions you shining among them like stars in the sky. Is this not the truth of your calling, to be both wanderer and anchor at once? You will be led to places where conflict rages, where division festers, where despair howls like wolves in the night. Yet in such places, your stillness becomes a seed of peace. The frequency you carry, like a tuning fork vibrating in harmony, recalibrates what surrounds you. John 14:27 reminds us, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives." How powerful is the possibility that your silent presence can disarm storms that endless arguments could never quiet. One does not need to travel far back in history to see this truth mirrored. Elitha Romero, a schoolteacher from a rural town in the Philippines, was known to walk daily through markets torn by rivalry. She said nothing extraordinary, yet people swore that when she entered, the air itself softened. Later, she reflected, "I only carried my prayer in silence." But somehow, that silence spoke louder than words. Does this not reveal that peace embodied is stronger than peace demanded? This is not a phase, not a fleeting burst of clarity, but a permanent state of being. You are no longer tossed between states of fear and faith. You are rooted, like the steady rhythm in the middle of a symphony when instruments pause for a heartbeat before the crescendo. Your stillness becomes the pivot that shifts atmospheres. Hebrews 12:8 affirms, "We are receiving a kingdom that cannot be shaken." What if that kingdom is no longer just promised, but is alive in you now? Your mission has become simple: to travel. Yes, but travel only as the outward expression of an inner permanence. You are a citizen of the earth, yet a child of the cosmos, carrying a passport stamped not by governments, but by eternity. Its ink cannot fade. Its date cannot expire, for its authority comes from the one who wrote the stars. So rise, step forth not as one desperate to be healed, but as one already whole. Move as a lighthouse moves, never chasing the ships, but standing firm so that all who pass may be guided. Shine as one whose soul has become its own country, and let the world be reminded that peace is not a myth, but a frequency carried in human form. Beloved ones, we have reached the final horizon of this message. Yet in truth, it is not an ending, it is the beginning of a new way of walking, breathing, and living. God's chosen ones, get ready for the impossible. A life where travel is the work was never simply a theme. It has been a trumpet call to awaken something already alive within you. You were created not to live confined by walls of fear, nor to measure success by the fading yardsticks of money and status. You were created to embody freedom, to move as wind moves across oceans, to walk as light walks across darkness, and to carry the divine spark wherever your feet may lead. The journey we have described is not reserved for a select few. It is not about privilege, or the accidents of birth, or the security of material wealth. It is about obedience to a higher call, about daring to step into the unknown when everything in the old system tries to convince you that staying safe is wiser. Yet, what is safety without purpose? What is comfort without meaning? Jesus himself declared in John 14:6, "I am the way, the truth, and the life." Could it be that every step you take across borders and landscapes is not just physical movement, but a prophetic declaration that you are following the way. Every turbulence, every test, every night of loneliness has been preparing you for this final realization that home is within, that your soul itself is the temple, and that you were never truly lost. As 2 Corinthians 5:7 reminds us, for we walk by faith, not by sight. And when you walk by faith, each journey becomes sacred, each step becomes eternal, and each encounter becomes a divine appointment. But let us not forget the deeper purpose behind this message. It is not only about your personal liberation, it is about the ripple effect you will create. Your journey is not yours alone. Every choice you make to live free plants seeds in the soil of someone else's doubt. Every time you show courage, you invite another to find theirs. Every time you embody peace in a place of chaos, you show the world that another way is possible. This is what it means to be God's chosen. Your life itself becomes a beacon, a living testimony that freedom is not a myth, but a reality written into your DNA by the Creator Himself. And so, as we conclude this series, I want to extend to you not just words, but a summons. Rise. Step into the impossible. Travel not only across countries, but across dimensions of thought, across barriers of fear, across boundaries of limitation. Become the ambassador you were born to be. Carry within you the unshakable truth that no matter where you stand on this planet, you are already home in the heart of God. Now, I want to pause and speak directly to you, the ones who have listened, reflected, and carried these words into your spirit. Thank you. Whether you have supported this channel through super thanks, shared a word of encouragement, or simply listened quietly in the background, your presence here matters. Your journey matters. I honor you for walking with me through this message. Support is never demanded. It is always received as a gift. And even if you have given nothing but your time and your heart, know that it is more than enough. If this message has stirred something inside you, I invite you to keep walking with us. Like this video if it spoke to you. Share it with someone who may be standing at the threshold of their own impossible journey. Comment below and tell us what part resonated with you, what truth shook you awake, or what step you feel called to take next. And if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel so you can continue to receive messages designed to strengthen your spirit and remind you of who you are. Remember, this is not just content. This is a community. Every interaction you bring, every like, every share, every comment extends the reach of this light into places we may never travel physically. But together, we can still touch. In this way, your engagement becomes its own form of travel, its own act of mission, carrying seeds of freedom to those who need them most. As we close, let us return to the promise of Psalm 121:8. The Lord will watch over your coming and going both now and forevermore. Whether you journey across oceans or simply across the landscapes of your own heart, you are not alone. You are accompanied by grace, guided by purpose, and upheld by love that cannot fail. So, go forth. Chosen ones, step into the impossible with courage. Carry your light as lighthouses, carry fire into the night. Travel as those whose very presence heals the ground they touch. And never forget, you were chosen not just to survive, but to blaze a path others will follow. May peace surround you. May courage rise within you. And may your journey be blessed beyond what you can ask or imagine. From my heart to yours. Thank you. And may the blessings of God overflow into every step you take.